Broadcasting from the depths of outer space.
Hello, I'm alive. I don't know what's going on.
By your command.
Fascinating.
God damn you all to hell!
Nando.
It's the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. This is episode 4 of the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. Michael Ball on the show today with the definitive encyclopedia of sci-fi knowledge and information, Mr. Martin Fowler. Hello, Martin.
That's me, knowing about all things rubbish out there in pop culture.
Doesn't matter. It's what you like and it's what I like and it's what I want to share about. That's pretty cool. How's your week been? How you been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I got stuck in rush hour tonight.
Oh, did you?
Well, I normally avoid rush hour, but tonight I got caught in it. It's been first. Oh, it was a nightmare.
Oh,
it's like cattle.
It's the pre-Christmas rush as well, isn't it? It's
yeah.
I mean, down here where I'm in Portsmouth, I mean, it's just as bad, and all the kids get so excited. And my work involves going to a lot of schools, and so the kids just go manic. So it's I like Christmas, I do like it, but it's kind of like you get to the point where let's just get there and get on with it. You know what I mean? And it's dragging on a bit until we get there.
I like that week when just after Christmas Day you get Boxing Day, then you get like 5 days of there's no time.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's like everything just switches off for a week.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
And I'm actually going to have a quiet period. I mean, what we're planning, just to share with people, we're going to do a show. Obviously, we're recording this one now. We're planning on doing one next week before Christmas. And then I think we're going to have a break for a couple of weeks. I could certainly do with a break. And then you're going to come back in the new year with a Doctor Who streaming thing on your channel, aren't you?
Yeah, I put a video up on Sunday. I can't. It's too near Christmas now, and I've got a lot on. And
me too, exactly.
So I said New Year's Day with a hangover, and I should be on.
Well, I'll try and join it, but it depends on what we're doing this end. But if not, then we'll definitely do something live on the streaming at some point. I think that'd be good, and hopefully get a few more people to bounce off as well.
Definitely.
In the future, do you want to get some more co-hosts on this podcast as well?
I think we should give it about 10 weeks first.
Yeah, I agree. I think we sort of get into the dynamic and then... It's still early days. It's only episode 4. And I think you're right that we should sort of focus on us two as the main co-hosts. And then we'll see how it goes in 2020. 2020. That sounds so far away. It's quite scary, isn't it?
So where's the jetpacks and the flying cars?
No, bloody 2020.
But 12 episodes is the season, so, you know...
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, do you want to make this podcast seasonal based, or are we going to just carry it on?
No, I'm up for it's like 12 weeks as a tester for me.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Let's go with it.
I'll keep going with it every Wednesday. Yeah, no problem.
Works well for me. I mean, like I said, next Wednesday, 2 weeks time from the recording is Christmas Day. So, although I love sci-fi, I will not be doing sci-fi on Christmas Day. I'll be probably having a few drinks and sort of falling asleep in the sofa is my plan. So that's what I'll be doing. What are you going to do on Christmas Day? Anything fun?
I'm in Eastbourne in a hotel.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
In a hotel, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right. I like Eastbourne. It's quite a cool place.
Yeah, I'm really into it. It's a hotel for 3 days, so it should be good.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Right, shall we get on with the sci-fi news?
Yeah, let's get there and get on with it, yeah.
Here we go. Here's the jingle.
Working.
Solar Sci-Fi
News.
All right, so this week in sci-fi, quite a sad week for Star Trek fans, including me, with the death of quite a few well-known people involved in Star Trek. First of all, we lost D.C. Fontana, who, of course, was a writer. I think she wrote Encounter in Farpoint. I know she did some original series episodes as well.
Yes, she did.
And then we had the guy that played, I should have this up on my screen, Charlie X. What was his name? Can you remember his name?
Robert Walker.
Robert Walker Jr.
Yeah.
And he passed away. And, of course, he was very memorable in his one role. But the biggest upset was, of course, the sudden death of Rene, I can never pronounce his surname, Auberjonois. Is that how you pronounce it?
I know I pronounce it Rene Auberjonois.
No, it's Jean Noir.
It's Jean Noir.
Yes, it's French. It's like Rene Auberjonois, something like that. Now, he was one of my favourite Star Trek actors and characters. And what he did on Deep Space Nine as Odo was fantastic. Of course, he did other things. Just by coincidence, this week I watched the original film version of MASH, where he was involved in that with quite a few well-known other actors as well. Tell me how you felt about when you heard the death of Renee.
I think his career got a big boost when he was in a series called Benson.
I never saw Benson. I never saw it.
I remember it. I was quite young at the time.
Right.
But I think he was the governor or the governor's assistant. And he was one of these creepy type characters in it. But he was funny. But when he was Mr. Odo, I was so upset. I don't know, Deep Space Nine means... It was a very good time in my life for Deep Space Nine.
Right.
I've got a lot of positive... 7 years is very positive for me. And... losing him, it really upset me. Him and Nog.
Yeah. Aaron Eisenberg as well. He died 3 months ago. Only 3 months ago.
So and really, they've gone before the time because, I mean, we're only 20. I know it was 25 years ago, but you still got the original series. 4 of them still living.
Well, of course, this is the very first series regular to die outside of the original series. This is the first time. So that includes, of course, all of the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. Well, of course, now he's gone. Voyager and Enterprise. And I actually have once or twice. He was actually good on Twitter because once or twice he actually replied to me myself.
Yes.
Which I like that. And a lot of the actors never sort of do that, but him and also Jeffrey Combs has replied to me on, and he was another fantastic actor with DS9. And so I've been looking at, of course, all the various posts from Twitter from the various stars, and of course we're all kind of dumbstruck by how sudden it was. I had no idea he was in very bad health. He died of lung cancer apparently. But I read somewhere that he only went for a meal with co-star Armin Shimmerman, who played Quark on DS9, about 2 or 3 weeks before with their respective wives and families. So, and he left you a sort of message to Armin saying something like never forget or something. It was really and I was really I honestly, I've been walking around. I know it sounds really weird because I've never known the guy, but as Star Trek has always been such an important part of my life, I've been really upset about it, really bothered about it, perhaps a little bit more than I should be, but it's just such a blow when you have a character like that or an actor like that dying who's been in such a good role.
Well, I loved his development from season 1.
Oh, yeah.
I liked his relationship with Quark. It developed, and then his relationship with Major
Kira,
Kira,
of course it
and
was.
which I thought it was when they finally got it together, and it worked. It just worked really well.
The dynamic between those two characters. First of all, the actors were fantastic in their 2 respective roles. So was Nana Visitor, because it went on this whole dynamic. He started to get feelings for her, which we only got the first idea in season 2. And then season 3, it started to become a little bit more apparent that he had feelings.
Heart of Stone with the
Heart of Stone with the female changeling pretending to be Kira was when we discovered that he really was in love with her. And then Kira then fell because Kira's, what was the character? Not Caiaphas, Vedic Gwyn.
Oh, she was.
No, not Vedic Gwyn. What was the religious character that Kira was involved with, who died?
Vedic
Baral. Then Baral died, and then it was the first minister that she got involved with. And Shakar. And in the episode, Shakar said to Odo, thinking that they were just friends, saying, look, I think I'm developing feelings for Kira. And of course, Odo was right in the middle, and he had feelings for her. And of course, eventually, Kira went off with Shakar, and it was just such a great way of humanizing Odo as an alien, becoming so interacting with humanoids or solids, and then developing feelings. And of course, eventually, in such a great episode, I think it was called His Way, where Vic Fontaine fools them together. He was great. James Darren, who of course was in Time Tunnel as well, and a great singer. I've got his album actually. Where he's but it was just great, and it was just brilliant.
Do you remember the episode where he wrecked his room?
Yeah, that was the episode with Shakar when
And Quark walked in and he said, look, either pull yourself together or just tell her.
Yeah, I know, and because he was on the floor above Quark's quarters, and but I mean Odo originally did that to sort of get back at Quark, but then of course Odo was having almost like a breakdown because of his love, and of course Quark was always good actually, although they're enemies, of actually helping each other out. They had this wonderful role where they did really care about each other, although they're on the opposite sides of the fence. It was it was brilliant, and not yet, obviously, but we're going to do a big Deep Space Nine episode. What I think we should do is we should not go into all the big ones. We should go through lots of other series, but we're going to have a really big DS9 episode, and it's the mid-autumn one, and we've got so much to talk.
There is Star Trek sort of connected, Death, over the weekend.
Another one. Oh, I heard about Marina Sirtis' husband.
Marina Sirtis.
Michael something, and he had actually appeared in Vengeance on Varos, I think it was, where he was in an episode of season 3 as one of these sort of negative sort of characters, and he was sort of like did a cameo, and they've been married something like 26 years.
92 she married him,
and he just died in his sleep apparently, but he wasn't old. So of course Marina Sirtis was of course in a bit of a state saying I can't be on communication on Twitter for a while, understandably so. It's not been a good time for Star Trek fans. A lot of deaths in media recently, and it tends to happen at the end of the year. But this has been a bit too much recently, and obviously Aaron Eisenberg just 3 months ago. So it's a tough time for us all. Like I said, it goes back to when you see these people, when you go to these conventions and meet them, you become more connected with the characters through the actors. Yes. And like I said, having interaction on Twitter and stuff, although it's just messages, it is special. So R.I.P. Rene Auberjonois. I did delve into some Deep Space Nines. I watched the I think it's the episode, is it Chrysalis, the one where he meets another changeling?
Is that the one that can change into like fire and smoke?
Yeah, that's right. And he hates his name's Lars. Yeah, and he hates humanoids, and he's trying to persuade Odo to go off with him to find the 100 changelings sent away from Bert, and of course eventually turns him down. And that was a great episode. That was also with J.G. Hertzler, who normally plays Martok. I like the concept. I remember watching Deep Space Nine, and in the first season you got the Dominion was sort of mentioned in the background. Season 2 Season 1 mentioned, somebody said to Odo that you are a changeling, and of course he didn't know what that was. Season 2 is when we first started hearing about the Dominion in the background.
There is a mention in the first season to them, but it's...
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't remember that
It's the... there's a race of refugees that comes through the wormhole.
Oh, that was the ones with the scabby skin? That was season 2.
I was right.
And it was called Sanctuary. I know, it's called Sanctuary.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a real nerd with Star Trek trivia.
That's good. I'm glad you're there. You can be my nerdy Wikipedia.
No, that's great. No, that's Sanctuary season 2, and also that had an actress in it who played the little girl from the episode Marie as one of the kids who were fighting with the. Remember the episode where? Well, it's going into a ramble, but Anyway, that was Sanctuary season 2, where the Dominion are first mentioned, and the refugees. So, anyway, Deep Space Nine, wonderful series. We're going to do a massive episode about that. And like I said, have you ever played Star Trek: The Quiz Show? It was a CD which came out about 20 years ago.
Oh God, not that.
Do you remember that? I was really good at that.
Yes, I was. Yes, at the time. Did you ever get the? My brothers bought me the board game where you had a videotape.
No.
Don't you remember it?
I didn't try that one. I didn't try the videotape.
I got it. My brothers bought me it for Christmas because they're a lot younger than me, and I remember playing it. You had. You would remember it, Enterprise, and you had to stop this Klingon from blowing up the ship, and you had a video. You had 60 minutes to stop him, and this videotape, this Garrod comes So
I think
And
I
you've
saw
got
it
to stop
online.
it, yeah.
I've seen it. I've never played it though.
it wasn't bad actually, the concept of it, but
I
it
like-
was a bit monotonous after all.
I like some of those interactive games. There's another one called Star Trek Borg, where
Yeah,
Q was. I had that one as well. So
I had that.
yeah,
Starfleet Academy.
yeah. There's loads of them. But anyway, what else have you come across in the news? We've had the new Ghostbusters film first trailer. You mentioned it to me the other day, or I saw something about it online.
Yeah, it's been an interesting reaction. I've been following that.
What do you think?
Well, it's the passing of the torch. That's obvious.
Yeah,
The kid is Egon's
grandson, granddaughter.
Granddaughter, and it's the passing. But I think I like the trailer because you can relate to a lot of stuff. Like the mine, it belongs to Shandor. He was the one that built the building in the first film.
Yeah, and somebody says remember those dogs in the first Ghostbusters? I can't
Yes.
remember we
see
saw
a
a claw of it or something.
Yeah.
So we think they're all back.
Sure, but from what I heard, they might only be making cameos.
Yeah, but that's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you about
Yeah,
this because I
thought they were in it.
I thought it was a proper Ghostbusters film, but if it's just a cameo, that would
that's
explain
what's
why they weren't in the trailer, surely.
But they could be holding them back because they're the draw to the film.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have thought that people would at least see them briefly or something. I'm hoping that they're going to be fully in the film. Otherwise, somebody was saying it's more like the Goonies or something. Ghostbusters, the Goonies or something.
If it's that, I'm gonna switch it off.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I mean,
Paul Rudd, I ain't got a problem with. I think he's a very funny actor.
Yeah.
And he could lead a new generation of Ghostbusters.
yeah.
I really think because he's always been one of these like middle of the road comedy action sort of like hero type character, like Ant-Man. He's very middle of the road. He's funny,
Right.
but and I think he could pull that off. I could see him as a Ghostbuster, but I don't know how. I watched a review, and they said that they might only be making cameos. If they're just making cameos, then we're being conned.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
But I
as well.
hope not. I hope not.
But I would have thought though, if they're in it more fully fledged, they would have been featured on the trailer, surely.
Well, I thought I did like the trailer. The trailer was quite a positive thing. I mean, the one in 2016.
I was
The one
about to
in-
ask you about that. What did you think about the all-female Ghostbusters, the last one?
Well, I panned the trailer, but when I saw the film, I didn't. The film wasn't as bad as what I thought. It wasn't that bad, actually.
Well,
I think they made a lot of mistakes with it.
yeah. I mean, I'm sort of indifferent to it. I didn't love it, and I didn't. It was just something to watch. I never thought to myself, you know what I mean?
It'd be some if you were in the house and you just stayed on a Saturday night and that came on TV for
Just
the
sit
first
down
time.
and let it on. Yeah, just let it run.
Watch it and think, well, that's not bad for a weekend movie.
Yeah.
But not like the original Ghostbusters. It's a classic. I mean, I watch it once a year because it's different all the time.
I'm like that with certain times of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a sci-fi film, but one Christmas film I watch every year is Trading Places.
Oh God, I love that.
I
film.
love that bloody film. It is just awesome. It
I've
is
seen
so
it.
funny. I must have seen it 50 times.
Yeah, and I still my favourite scene when he's going to blow his brains out the door, and it's raining, and he's in the restaurant. He's took his life, and it's just that scene. He can't even kill himself.
And the
properly.
dog cocks his leg up.
Yeah.
On his, I know, I love it. It's
I
absolute-
just that moment and that coat he's got on.
Oh.
He's standing up there. He just I just can't stop
The
laughing.
best bit is when he's on the bus and he's trying to eat this salmon through his beard.
Oh, that's disgusting. But it's all that for a
It's
dollar.
so bloody funny. Oh, that is such a classic film.
I will be watching that.
Oh, I might have to delve that in. I mean, it's only 2 weeks till Christmas, and I might well put that on in the next week or so.
It's got to be films like Ghostbusters.
Oh.
These are like like Uncle Buck.
Oh yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Day Off, and I
You
love.
watch them at a certain time.
Yeah, at certain times of the year. I mean, it's like sort of in what else? Obviously Halloween. I often watch Christine around Halloween. or the actual some of the Halloween films. But it is funny how you watch certain films at certain times of the year. It's odd. But of course, there's always that film with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis film at Christmas. What's it called? Can't think of it.
You mean Die Hard?
Die Hard. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. Yeah.
Well, the thing is with the Ghostbusters, it's a bit of a mixed bag with the trailer's been a big hit, but I think the older fans are not happy about it.
Well, yeah, because like I said to you, if we just seen them, we saw them on a TV screen in footage from 1984.
Yeah.
But that's not what we want to see. We want to see them all back together again, and how they've gone on.
Yeah, again, Bill Murray must be nearly 70 now.
Well, I mean, we know they're all in it. We know that they're definitely in it. But I think if it is, as you're fearing, diminished role, then I think we are going to be in for a big disappointment.
I mean, if it's the Ghostbusters Goody-esque thing, I killed it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about. I'm hoping that, we're going to be wrong. But
yeah, I hope so. But
I'm a bit worried about that. Yeah, I know. So what else have you come across this week? Anything you want to share with us?
DC's having a massive TV crossover.
All right.
In the Arrowverse, it's the entire multiverse has been erased. It's based on a comic story from the 80s.
Hang on a minute. Sorry, my American phone's ringing now, my landline. This is a blooper. On my podcast, I often have people ringing, so I'm making a bloopers compilation. This will actually be added, so it will stop ringing in a minute. Sorry, everybody. This is called a blooper. There we go. Sorry. Carry on what you're saying.
Well, 30 years ago, DC Comics, they had so much overstuffed continuity.
Right.
That they created this thing called the Anti-Monitor. They had a lot of parallel universes.
Right.
And it all got erased down to one Earth.
Oh, okay.
To simplify it. But since then, DC has one of these events every couple of years now. Well, the Arrowverse, Arrow, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Batgirl, which everybody's panning. Or is it Batwoman? And the Stargirl trailer just been released today. Oh, well, there's this, they're doing the story. They've teamed up. Oh, smart, right. Lucifer's in it.
Right.
He's crossed the Lucifer Mornings. You know Lucifer?
Yeah.
He's in it. They've got Constantine's in it. There's about 2 Supermen in it. There are all these parallel. They all team up to stop the universe from being disintegrated. So I think it's in 9 parts. But all these, a big crossover. And they've just showed the first 3 episodes this week.
So, I mean, this is something I'm not very familiar with, this sort of stuff. So, is this involving numerous different TV series?
Yeah, it's all like the Arrowverse, like Arrow. There's like Supergirl, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow. They're all like Supergirl's on Earth 3. Right. Arrows and Flash and Legends is on Earth 1. Then there's Earth 2 and Earth 52 and there's all these different versions of them. They've even erased the Michael Keaton Batman's like universe has been erased. Smallville universe has gone. I think that's been erased as well.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
I mean, it's in 9 parts. It's massive, this crossover.
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing I've not really followed this sort of part of science fiction, but it's not Marvel, is it? This is a DC, you said.
DC, yeah. There's that, and then this week on Friday, we've got the best thing out there. The Expanse is back.
Oh well, I've just got hold of the first season of The Expanse, and I'm going to watch it after I watch this Future Man thing I'm watching. Yeah. So I think in the future it'll be interesting to actually have a proper show about that, because as you say, it's still ongoing. And I saw an advert for, I think you put this on your Facebook thing. I think we're going to mention the new Lost in Space, which I think is out on Christmas Day or something, some weird thing like that.
24th.
Yeah, but it's going to be a binge thing. It'll be like the whole season released in one go.
Yeah. So
we can all just sort of over Christmas. I mean, I think maybe we'll try and do that and have a chat about that in the new year, even do a show on it. But I'm looking forward to that big time. So I want to see that. And I want to watch The Expanse. Does The Expanse have really good space battles?
Yes. Because
I love space battles.
I love space battles. It's when they go. I've said this before. When they go, the ships they can reach up to light speed, but they can't surpass light speed. Still takes some time to get from one planet to the other in the solar system. But when they go into battle, even on big warship, they all have to put spacesuits on because the bullets.
That's it. You said that in the other show. I remember you saying
the
that.
bullets. There's no force fields. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they've got lasers, but it's mostly missiles and Gatling guns.
And what's the effects like on the show? Is it good? Is it a good production?
It's just very good.
Is it?
It's very science based of what we think it could be.
So is there like sound in space? Because you always have that in sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, they've had it sounds. I can't even tell you one thing about it because there's so much. That's right. I think it's 12 episodes. There's so much going on with corporate conspiracies, governments, and the thing from outside. That's all I can say.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't like spoilers.
Twists and turns, and you're gonna, by the end of season 1, you're gonna be, my God. And when you get to season 3, you're just gonna think, come on, are you joking?
Okay.
It's that good.
All right.
It's very intelligent. But
Well, I like that. I like sort of things which sort of throw you for a loop, and you don't know where it's heading and stuff like that.
Well, it's based on 9 books. The books have been written called The Expanse. There's the top-selling books apparently. So
Okay. Brilliant.
I've not read them. I've Wikipedia'd them, but the books are meant to be sold really well. But they were done a few years ago, but The Expanse got cancelled, and then
I know it got really. Who was it? Is it Amazon?
Amazon stepped in. I started a campaign about it because they cancelled that and Lucifer and I like Lucifer.
Yeah, but it's like it's horrible when a good show gets cancelled. I mean, it's like The Orville. That was on Fox, I think, and then that got renewed with Hulu. So at least now with certain shows, if Stargate had still been made, it would have been interesting. Although I read somewhere that they almost had a season 11 of SG-1 because apparently another company wanted to pick it up, but there was some clause where another company can't take it over or something from.
No.
So it would have continued with another season, which of course I would have loved because I was a huge Stargate fan. I still am.
Well, I loved Atlantis. Well, Joe Flanagan that played Shepard when it got cancelled. Because MG, remember when Oak Banks went under?
Yeah, MGM completely folded, didn't it?
Well, one of their biggest franchise in their catalogue is the Stargate.
That's right, Stargate and James Bond were the two biggest.
So he raised hundreds of millions of dollars to buy the franchise off them or let it, and he would have carried on making Stargate. He got a lot of investors on board, but somebody took over MGM and they pulled out.
Yeah, I know.
So the deal fell through. He would have owned the Stargate franchise with Joe Flanagan. He raised the money. But
I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant that they tried that. I mean, it's the one thing, and we've said this again before, that the big shows like Doctor Who and Star Trek and Star Wars are all coming back with all sorts of big things. Well, and Stargate should be there as well.
Well, I watched a video. I think a guy called Midnight's Edge on YouTube. Is it Midnight? Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Midnight's Edge. I've heard of it.
It might not be. Apparently, this guy did a really good thing about it. Apparently, when they made that cheesy Stargate Catherine, I don't know if you saw it.
The prequel thing.
Yeah,
I've got it. I've got a copy of it. Yeah, the Stargate, and it had the guy who played Michael, Connor Trinneer. Connor Trinneer was in it as the Cassandra's dad. Is it Cassandra?
Yeah.
I was alright. I was on the fence with that one. I didn't loathe it. I didn't like it either. It was an odd one. It was a strange one.
They're shutting their Stargate website down or something. They've invested all the money into this online platform. Is they right carrying on? And they reckon that the guy who works on Star, who said they might be coming back, might have just been, they were just saying it just to make some money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's Stargate. Are we going to get a version of it? I don't know. There was going to be a third movie with SG.
I know there was. There was actually going to be a crossover apparently with Atlantis.
Well, the main thing of that movie would have been that the world finds out about the Stargate.
I know it's going to actually. Well, imagine seeing that. That would have been so cool. That would.
I would have seen that. I think what a way to finish it.
Yeah,
the world wakes up.
That's it.
To this level that they've been doing
And the
all
whole
this.
world, the whole world would change forever. I mean, it would have been so awesome.
Well, it's everything and stop wars and stop everything and stuff.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
would be terrified.
When they realise it's such a much bigger picture that the actual their existence is involved with, and all these other things going on.
Where they were going to go with it, and it never happened.
No. Well, I still regret that deeply.
Yeah.
But in the end, we got 10 seasons on SG1, 5 Atlantis, 2 on Universe.
Did you like that?
What Universe?
Yeah.
It was. I think it was all right. I mean, it was. I don't know. I mean, Nicholas Rush was such a miserable character.
Yeah.
It's the other series had more of a sort of light, upbeat kind of almost comedic value to it, which was something which was sorely missing from.
Well, they went very BSG
Universe.
with it, didn't they? They went
Yeah,
very
they even did
backed
the
out
actual. Even they even did the special effects. Like on BSG, when you saw the ships, it would like zoom in really quickly.
Yeah.
And they did exactly the same thing on Universe. They were trying to like clone, and everyone knows, and every Stargate fan knows that Universe was based because of BSG was so successful. They were trying to make a kind of like a rip-off of it in the Stargate universe.
It just didn't work. I mean, I don't mind Universe. There is some good episodes in
Yeah.
there, but it lacks humour.
No, and that's the thing, and it just felt a bit off. I still like it though, because it's Stargate, and it still has the gate, and it had the idea of them really so far away. It had some, but there was a lot. I don't know. I would love to. I like it to continue, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
And then there was the cartoon series, but we won't talk about
I've
that.
never seen Infinity. I've never seen that.
I don't bother.
No, is it really that bad?
It's that bad.
Oh God! Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give that one a miss. I'm not very good with animated versions of work. It's like all the Star Wars has these CGI animation spin-off things.
I've got to admit, Clone Wars is exemplary.
Yeah, it might be. It's just me. I mean, I love Mandalorian. I mean, I've seen more episodes than you.
I saw Mandalorian. I've seen episode 4.
Okay. So you're up to the one where.
I'm not going to watch it now for about 3 weeks.
And again, they're only about 35 minutes long.
Yeah, so I'd rather.
You're binging. You're also binging it, aren't you?
I watched 3 and 4. Wasn't it? Well, number 4 was just a rip-off of the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah,
But there were 2 of them.
Yeah, and you had they had a Scout Walker, didn't they? They captured a Scout Walker.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bit gullible, isn't he?
Yeah, but I like that about him. I like the
Yeah,
fact
but
that he's
a
not.
bit gullible, isn't he? I mean, I thought he was this badass bounty all the time.
But he's supposed to be. But he can make a bit of
Them
a.
2 kids, when they said to him, well, we'll walk then, I'll just get in the damn ship.
Yeah,
Get in, you know.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent series. But
I
it's
loved
still
it
early
when
days.
all the Mandalorians turned up at the end. No,
That's the end of episode 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, I loved that.
And then the one flies up and gives them like a salute, and then they fly off. So yeah, it's got a lot going for it. And I love the fact that the continuity. And I will say a very well-known cantina appears in the next episode. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I've got a theory where this is going, because I don't think there's going to be. Is there any episodes over Christmas, or is it back in January?
No, I think it finishes on something like the 28th. We've got 3 more. We've got one this Friday, next Friday, and then I think the last one is oh, hang on, are you there? Oh, bugger. Sorry, everybody. We're just waiting for Martin to come back, and he's disappeared. Okay, let's ring him back. Let's just try that again. Right. Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
That's fine. Let's get back to what we were discussing. So, were you talking about the Mandalorian? Where were we? What were we saying?
We talked about the Mandalorian, or the Mandalorians turning up at the end of episode 3, but episode 4 was very Magnificent 7.
Yeah, it was. It was good. But I won't give you any more spoilers, but it's... let's just say, on the next episode, they go back to a very well-known planet. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I've got a theory, but I can't say, because I've got a theory that
Is this in relation to the film? Because
I can't say. It could be speculation.
Yeah, let's leave it till I've seen the film. It's only 2 weeks to go, and then we can talk about it.
I will ask you one question.
Go on.
Do you think a little Yoda's cute?
Oh, everyone! Baby Yoda's gone down really well with it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out the backstory of whether it is a clone of actual Yoda.
I can't say anything.
No,
but
all right.
leave the Mandalorian alone.
I think it is a clone, but there we go. Right, shall we go? Any other news? Because we've been talking about the news for about the last 25 minutes. That's all right. That's fine.
I think that's it. Yeah. You wanted to go talk about V?
Yeah, let's go into the topic of the focus of the week. Here we go.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi Focus
of the week.
All right, so a well-known series from 1983, which spawned a sequel mini-series called The Final Battle, and then a whole season of another, a more inferior series, which only lasted one series. Internet Movie Database gives it a very quick synopsis of. It just says, when aliens came to Earth to ask for our help, a few suspicious humans discover their horrific true intentions and prepare to resist. Okay, so tell me what you think about V, how you encountered it, what were your impressions when you saw it?
I think I was about 15 when that came out. The Olympics were on at the time.
That's right, I remember that too.
And it was on ITV every night at 9 o'clock.
That's right. And it was unusual because normally they don't show a lot of science fiction on ITV, but they showed it on, as you say, during the Olympics. Yeah. And I loved it. I fell in love with it the first time I saw it.
I watched it, obviously, like when they turned up, it was all wonderful. And then there's that scene where she drops that guinea pig into her mouth. I was like, because I'd never seen it like that, you know. I was like, good God, you know.
Yeah, and it was, of course, what's funny when you watch it now is that when they scrape their skin off, they've got horns above their eyes, and yet how come you don't see the horns? Because it's supposed to be under their human skin. It was, but regardless of the effects, it was a very, very good series. It was, in many ways, it was a precursor to Independence Day.
Definitely.
That was definitely ripped off V, and it was a very good series. It has a lot of parallels with World War II with the Nazis, with the visitors even having uniforms and insignia which actually resembled the Nazi swastika. And yeah, I mean,
do you remember the scene with the grandfather where the kids are friendship is universal? That's
right. Yeah,
and they're putting graffiti, and he
goes, no, you do it like that, and he goes, for victory. Go tell your friends, and then it goes off, and the end credits come along, and they're staring at the visitor poster with the V sign, which is just done. I've actually got in my room our friend's mini V poster. I've got one more, cool. Which is really cool. So there we are. Cool. And then of course that finished in '83, and in '84 we got the next mini series, which of course was The Final Battle, which I also thought was pretty good.
I thought it was. I like a lot of people did like it with the balloons, but
I didn't have a problem with it. No, it was a way of spreading the red dust to kill off the aliens. And of course, for me, it all worked. But then, in 1985, it came back with a slightly different feel with the actual TV series, with Elizabeth growing up as an adult and everything else. What did you think about the sequel series?
Well, I thought the first two parts of the miniseries were exemplary. Look, there's a couple of faults in there, but you can sort of turn that off. That's somebody just who's picking at it. Look, the first series, it's action-packed. You love the whole thing of the resistance. That, we're taking arms against this superior force. It's great. And they're just horrible. Are the lizards.
Yeah.
But then we got the TV series. I like the TV series.
I didn't mind it.
It is bad. But then we got Lydia. And I loved her and Diana.
You liked June Chadwick then? You played Lydia, did you?
I did. And them two, they just bitched at each other. And I just found them so funny.
Yeah, but you couldn't beat Jane Badler, though, as the ultimate evil lizard, who appeared on the remake as well, surprisingly, in the Much More Dominion From.
And she got torn in half.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And she was really underused in that series. She ended up in a cellar underneath the ship and everything. And
And she was in Neighbours.
Was she?
Yeah,
Well, Jay Butler.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
She was a love interest of Paul Robinson.
Oh God. Oh, that's.
I'm being serious. She was
Bloody
in
hell.
Neighbours for about
Oh,
2 years or something,
I
yeah.
can't stand bloody Neighbours and Mrs. Mangle.
I
and
hate
oh, bloody hell.
But I took a look one after. I forgot about Neighbours. Since they moved it from BBC One, I forgot about it. And
Oh.
then my friend said to me, Jane Butler's in Neighbours, and then she were there. She were in such love affair with that Paul Robinson.
I've got a mate who's also called Martin, and he was always
Yeah.
called Des because he looked just like Des. Remember Des and Daphne?
Yeah.
How the- he's still called bloody Des about 30 years later. It's so bizarre.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe
God.
Mangle.
Joe Mangle and Jason Donovan. And,
I will
terrible.
say one thing about Neighbours. There's been more Hollywood movie stars that have come out of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give credit. I think Kylie Minogue's actually a good singer. I think Kylie Minogue's actually good.
Yeah, I like Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, exactly. And she still looks good as well. I mean,
Guy Pearce, Uncle Jim, Russell Crowe, all been in Neighbours.
oh yeah, but the guy who played Jim, wasn't he in like? He's been in quite a few things. He's been in like Doctor Who, I think, and stuff like that.
Yeah, he has. Well, he
Yeah, quite a
always
few things.
plays. He's stereotyped as the president, a general, or a corporate baddie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think he was also
Yeah.
he was also in Lost as well. I think.
Yeah, he was. He was
Yeah.
Came to a sticky ending. That
We're giving it a rewatch now, so I love Lost. We'll have to do a
I
show on
can't
Lost.
won't mention anything about.
Oh
that.
no, I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Lost. I think it was a great series. Although it went on a bit
But-
too long at the end.
But V, the TV series of V was hilarious. I mean, I watched it last year. 'Cause I did a big review on V
Right.
on video because there's some spin-offs which came out sort of after that.
Oh, was it? Well, Alien Nation felt like a bit like it.
Yeah, Alien Nations. We'll have to do Alien Nations.
I like Alien Nation as well.
And the 6 movies that were made after the TV series.
I thought, did they do 6? I thought they did about 3 or 4.
I think there were 6. I'm sure there were 6. Yeah.
I thought there was 3. I might be wrong. I think there was 3. I'm sure I've got them. But as you say, you had the one season, and then it came back with 8. I don't know. I need to check. You might be right. I think it's 3 though. I don't know.
I could be wrong, but I'd like to cover that because the movies are on YouTube. They're on
Yeah.
YouTube and
Oh,
they're
are
good
they?
quality.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, but go back to V. Great characters. I remember it came out when I was 11, I think, in '83, and I got this. I've got these old toilet rolls and painted them black and stuck them together, and I made it look like one of the visitors' guns.
Oh,
It was so sad what I was doing back then, but you know what it's like when you're a big sci-fi fan. You do silly
yeah,
things. and stuff.
no, you couldn't get the toys over there. I mean, I built a part of the V costume. Got hold of the lizard mask. I had a friend 3D print me the gun,
Oh, cool. That's cool.
and I got the laser gun, and I had the mask. I got the helmet, the gold helmet with the goggles.
Oh yeah.
But I had to contact somebody on eBay in America to make the costume,
Right.
and it said they would change it price all the time. So
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought V was so good, and I just.
well, there was a book. Have you read the book V: The Next Generation?
I did read a couple of V books in the 80s. Go on.
About 10 years ago, I've read the book Invasion San Francisco, V Invasion London, when they were like about different resistance groups.
Actually, I read one of those. I think it was the San Francisco one I read.
Yeah.
And
Well,
go on.
the creator for Kenneth
Kenneth Johnson.
He's been trying to push V for years. Forget the TV set. He wants to go back to that, like now. Well, there was a book called V: The Next Generation,
Oh, I'd love to see that.
but it was terrible.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's meant to be. It's meant to be
A continuation.
a sequel. Well, it's set 20 years, but what he did to the main characters was ridiculous.
Oh.
It was bad. But the leaders got. It ends up the leader's a female when it was a male.
What?
And she has the leader of. I think she's got 6 arms. She's a bit
What?
bigger.
Oh, that's
Well, Donovan's been in a prison for 20 years, being tortured by Diana. And it's stuff like this, and it's all about these younger ones that start the resistance.
But it was left open in the end. It was left open with Elizabeth going off to meet the leader or something. And then...
see, I don't think she's mentioned in book. But the interesting thing was, they turn up. You remember when he meets? Is it Martin? He's called in the miniseries. Emma helps him.
Martin was the what's it called? The fifth column.
Yeah.
Fifth column.
Well, he goes on about their enemy. Well, their enemy turns up on Earth.
Oh, that's right. He does mention them.
Yeah. Well, they turn up. And they're more advanced than them.
That's right, because he was talking in the shuttle about that all the humans would be used for food. Some of them will be made into soldiers or something. I remember that scene. I remember that scene.
But they're like I forgot. They're sort of humanoid, but they've got crystalline technology. I think they're more advanced because what happened when they were expanding out the visitors, they came into them and they got defeated by them.
Right.
And there's I think it's a bit of a stem. There's lines going on because they're having big wars where they're in space.
Right.
There's a lot going on back on the home world, and they turn up, and the ship's it dwarfs their flying saucer. It's like a big crystalline ship or something.
Right.
And you get a bit more into them. There's a name for them, but you don't know whether because they pick up that transmission she sends. They get it. And they turn up on her. They send operatives down to investigate.
Yeah, in the episode, she does send off a transmission. That's right, I remember
that gets answered. And I thought if they'd have gone more with that than this other stuff,
it could have been better. Yeah.
But when I read SFX magazine, I don't buy it anymore because of the internet, but they did a V special. Now, I don't know if it's confirmed because originally there was going to be plans for another miniseries after the first, so they went to a TV series. That when they pulled out and went off back into space, America becomes a right-wing state, becomes like what they call it, a KGB type state after it's everybody's parent. It's about the resistance trying to bring that down now.
Right. Okay.
And also, I don't know, and they were going to go down that path. I don't know what part the visitors would, because there were a load of visitors on Earth, and they have to stop this right-wing government that's took over. So it's sort of left out there, but that Kenneth Johnson, he had big plans. But I know there's an attempt last year. There was announced that V is coming back to the cinema, but it's going to be based more on the original.
Yeah, I did. I think I heard something about that a long time ago, but I've not heard any updates since then.
No, I have no updates on it whatsoever.
No, it might have fizzled out. I don't know. Well, I mean, we better move on to the last thing, Predator Versus. So to wrap up, an excellent series. I think we'll do a separate show talking about the sequel. I don't know about the sequel, but I mean, we should definitely discuss it at some point in the future. But I will say that I was disappointed with the sequel series. So
I thought the final episode of season 2 were marvellous when Donovan turned up.
Yeah, it's a different character. Yeah,
in Project Ares.
But then it got cancelled, didn't it?
I know.
It was left open. So there you go. Always happens. Everything happens anytime. All right. Because we're running out of time on my recording, next week I'll make sure it records a bit longer. Let's go into the last topic, which of course is the infamous Predator versus. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Predator versus.
Hello there. Tell me who this is this week.
Well, I thought we'd have a situation, because it's Star Wars next week, that we'd have the Predator on a planet where, during the Clone Wars, that a Jedi Knight has gone to pick up some secret information against the robot army, the droid army.
Right.
And he takes 4 clone troopers with him. They land on this planet. It's sort of it's a forest planet.
Right.
And anyway, they're meant to make this operative, but they find him dead hanging from a tree. But they get the information. And then this thing starts hunting them down at clone troopers. There's only 4 clone troopers. And they all get taken out. There's a scene where they're all in a circle, shooting lasers.
Yeah.
And this thing's taking them out. And then it kills the final clone trooper. And it's sort of taking its spine. But the Jedi Knight is just him and a lightsaber. and he's on the move now. It's too late to save the clone troopers, and it's now the Predator versus the Jedi, and he wants his lightsaber.
Okay. Like a trophy.
To you now.
So the lightsaber is like a trophy, I should.
Yeah. It's the Jedi Knight, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, the Jedi is a master of defense when it comes to energy weapons and things like that. It can ricochet with its sword, with it. Predator, though, I don't know. I think another good one.
Well, you've got the scene where, like, because it's invisible, the Jedi would tune into the Force, wouldn't they, to sense its movement.
So he could throw things at the Predator like rocks and stuff.
Yeah, but it sense its presence, wouldn't they? Because you know all that Force is a bit weird. You can tune into stuff, can't you?
Yeah, that's true. So maybe. So who do you think would have the advantage then?
I think it'd be a hell of a battle, but I think my money's on the Jedi. I think the Jedi. In the final battle, the Predator would corner the Jedi. I think he'd injure the Jedi. The Jedi say he's injured. His legs, like he's limping. He's quite weak, but he's stressed, and he's trying to focus the Force. And when the Predator jumps out at him, and it's shown itself, he knocks like a boulder on top of it with his Force powers. Right. And then he goes in. There's a bit of a scuffle, but the Jedi, he's so focused and so forth, he chops the Predator's head off. I don't know what you think.
I was actually thinking that the actual Jedi would probably win as well. And the thing is, I've not seen many races yet, but I think the Predator will win. So.
Really?
No, not yet. But this is a very ongoing segment for the show. So, I would agree with this one. I think the Jedi would win because it's got advantage of, as you say, the Force. It's also got its. No, of course, if it didn't have its lightsaber, if it didn't have his lightsaber or her lightsaber, that might be a whole different situation.
Yeah, but it's still have Force powers, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but if it did have Force powers. If the Predator fired its weapon at the Jedi, could it use the Force to stop the energy from hitting the Jedi and killing him?
No, I don't think so.
So it's depending. It's depending on what the
Vader.
But I don't know.
But it would have Sith though, wouldn't it?
Well, and also Siths have those energy sort of electronic kind of lightnings coming out of their hands and stuff. So they've also that's on their own. That's not with a Jedi with a lightsaber. So, let's go this week, I think, with the Jedi winning. So far, because you think Worf would win, and
it was the draw last week.
So, I'm sorry, I think it's going to be a draw. It'll have to be a draw, but it's a good one. It's a good one. But I would say that if the Jedi didn't have its lightsaber, even though it's got the Force, then I'd say the Predator would win.
Yeah, but the Predator is physically stronger than a human.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm talking about the lightsaber.
Physical strength and manoeuvrability as well.
Yeah, and
but
stamina.
A Jedi is agile. He is agile.
Yeah, but a Predator's got a lot of stamina, and as you say, it might not be as agile, but as you say, even when it's injured, I mean, a Jedi is basically a human.
Yeah, they're not invincible Jedi, but the Jedi has advantages.
Because of the Force and because of their training. Yeah, brilliant. Nice one. Brilliant. Well, on that note, I think that we're done for this week. Thank you, Marty, for another great show with some interesting discussion. And a few mistakes as well, which we'll have to go into the bloopers archive. We'll be back next week with I think we should do something Christmas-orientated next week, as it'll be our last show.
What about, like, Christmas sci-fi?
Christmas in sci-fi, and the only thing I can think of mainly at the moment is Doctor Who. But
and Santa Claus Goes to Mars.
I've not seen that one. Okay, we can mention that. We can give that. I think maybe we'll have a look at that, or maybe we could do a topic of all the sci-fi episodes of Doctor Who over the years and some of our favourites or stuff. So thank you for that. Let's finish also with Doctor Who as we're talking about that. It is John Pertwee singing "I Am the Doctor." Have you heard this song?
No, I haven't. I look forward to it.
John Pertwee sings the Doctor Who theme. You've never heard this?
I don't think so.
Well, you're going to hear it now.
You've got me curious now.
Well, there we are. All your curiosity is about to be answered on this little track. Thank you, Martin. We'll catch you next week on the Solar One podcast, and we'll catch you later.
Okay, live long and prosper, and see you all next week.
See ya. Bye.
The void beyond the mind. humble blind, to seek a truth they never find. Eternal wisdom is my guide. I am the Doctor. Through cosmic waste the TARDIS flies, to taste the secret source of life. A present science can't deny exists, within, outside, behind, the latitude of human minds. I am the Doctor. My voyage dissects the course of time. Who knows, you say, but are you right? Who searches deep to find the light that glows so darkly in the night? Toward that point, I guide my flight. As fingers move to end mankind, metallic teeth begin their grind. With sword of truth, I turn to fight the satanic powers of the night. Is your faith before your mind? Know me. Am I the Doctor?